With the AliExpress anniversary sale almost upon us, there's no time to waste. But let's shake things up a bit. No predictable picks and no watches you've already seen plastered everywhere this week. Here are my top 10 choices with a twist. The hidden gems that deserve the spotlight. For years, I've had a bit of a fascination with bull-head chronographs. Not quite enough admiration to drop a fat wedge on one, but enough to keep the thoughts simmering like a stubborn itch I refuse to scratch. So the Red Star Bullhead collection is a tempting proposition that has me dangerously close to pulling the trigger. At 42mm in diameter, with a compact 45mm lug-to-lug and 15mm thick, it's a chunky boy, but it certainly looks well proportioned. The stainless steel case and hard-lattice crystal aren't exactly luxury specs, but they fit the rugged, vintage aesthetic well. But the real magic lies under the hood. The ST19 hand-wound chronograph movement, ticking away at 21,600 vibrations per hour and a 45-hour power reserve, gives off serious old-school charm. And with a bracelet, a free leather strap and some gloriously retro 1970s motorsport-inspired colourways, this watch isn't just calling my name, it's yelling it through a megaphone. And let's be honest, at just £145 before coupons, I might just answer. We all know the sort of quality we expect from Aquatrident, and snagging one at a bargain is no easy feat. But there's a hidden gem in their lineup, one that's flown under the radar for one simple reason. It's marketed as a ladies' watch. Yes, it's on the smaller side. Yes, it comes in a palette of softer hues, but push past those labels and you've got a stunning dive watch with all the specs you could ask for, wrapped in a sleek modern package. At 36mm with a dainty 42mm lug-to-lug, it may sound petite on paper, but the 13mm thickness brings the necessary heft, ensuring a robust, girthy dive watch presence. Sapphire crystal? Check. 100 metres water resistance? Sorted. NH38 movement? Right where it should be. Now, let's talk dials. Beneath that shimmering opal effect top layer sits a loomed sandwich dial. Something I've rarely seen outside of Panerai. It's a detail that elevates this watch from nice to seriously impressive. Factor in Aquatrident's signature case loom, a sale price of just £112 before coupons, and what you've got isn't just a bargain, it's a well-kept secret waiting to be discovered. I haven't seen much buzz around about this brand, but Eniton have just thrown a curveball into the homage game, and I'm intrigued. Enter their take on the Omega Constellation, a watch that blends familiar elegance with fresh appeal. Packed with decent specs on paper, an NH35 movement, stainless steel construction, sapphire crystal, and that undeniably gorgeous, albeit light-fingered snatched, integrated bracelet, it's got all the markings of a sleeper hit. The colourways? A feast for the eyes. A striking two-tone steel and gold with deep blue wave dial that oozes luxury, a classic black option for understated class with a twist, and a silvery white dial with meteorite-esque texture that looks like it fell straight from the cosmos. Personally, I'd love to see that crisp white dial paired with a blue bezel, ditch the gold, keep the cool factor. And at just £120 before coupons in the sale, is it a steal or a swing and a miss? Drop your thoughts in the comments. At the very least, you've got to respect the effort to try something new in the homage scene. The Roll Steamy RT7910 is nothing to write home about. It has all the attributes you'd expect of a dive watch on AliExpress. Nothing more, nothing less. A homage of a popular model? Check. In this instance, a Tudor Pelagos with minor tweaks. An NH35 movement? Check. 40mm stainless steel case? Check. Sapphire crystal? Check. Unidirectional bezel with ceramic insert? Check. Inoffensive colour options? Check. So why am I including it in this list, I hear you ask? Well, with the sale price at under £40 before coupons, it's an absolute bargain. And thankfully, they've just gone with the Roll Steamy logo on the dial, rather than including that somewhat questionable brand name. It wouldn't be a proper AliExpress sale without Dive dropping something that's borderline ridiculous value. This time, it's the AD 2037, a vintage-inspired chronograph, or rather, a watch inspired by a vintage-inspired chronograph, specifically the Furlan Mari. And the resemblance isn't just skin deep. Under the hood, a Seiko Mecha Quartz movement, and the Furlan Mari, you guessed it, same engine. With a 38mm case and 46mm lug-to-lug, it's refreshingly wearable for a chronograph, at least on paper. Factor in a stainless steel case, a thick, old-school leather strap, and 100 metres water resistance, and the specs hold their own. The only real knock? A mineral crystal instead of sapphire. But all can be forgiven. This little gem is just £39 before coupons in the sale. Meanwhile, the Furlan Mari? A cool £500. Is it 10 times the watch? Highly doubtful. If you're drawn to the ruggedness of a Bell & Ross, but don't fancy the blatant clomage, the Zesimi Nighthawk GMT might be your next flight plan. With a 40.5mm case and a commanding 48mm lug-to-lug, it's got wrist presence, but thanks to its beautifully integrated bracelet or rubber strap, it appears to keep that chunk of metal feeling purposeful rather than cumbersome. Available in stainless steel, dark steel or full PVD coating, it nails that utilitarian meets futuristic aesthetic. But what really steals the show? The towering top hat sapphire crystal jutting out like a cockpit canopy, and those dials, textured, layered and simply stunning, at least in the photos. Powering it is the Seiko NH34, delivering GMT functionality, chucking a wide array of dial and strap options, and you've got a serious compelling package. Admittedly, this bold aviation-inspired design won't be for everyone, but if it speaks to you, the £124 price tag before coupons makes it an undeniable contender. Thorn has just dropped an answer to a question I doubt anyone was asking. When will we get a homage to the 1990s IWC Porsche design Ocean 2000? Well, no one asked, but I'm glad Thorn answered. This thing looks packed with vintage 90s charm and so much personality that most people won't even clock that it's a homage. Honestly, I'm no expert. I don't claim to be, so there's no shame in me admitting that it took me a while to figure out what this was referencing. On the spec sheet, you've got a solid 42mm case, but then comes the beastly 50.5mm lug-to-lug. Sounds hefty, right? But with the motorsport-inspired leather strap tucking neatly under the lugs, it might just wear better than the numbers suggest. Time will tell. Then there's the build. Sapphire crystal, high beat PT5000 movement and a titanium case, all punching well above its price point. And knowing the quality Thorn has been putting out lately, I've got high expectations. A fresh release, already well priced, now slashed to just £130 before coupons. That's worth a serious look. Oh, and the petrol blue dial and strap combo, stunning. Next up, Suges' take on the Breitling Top Time. This one has been around for ages, but it has really caught my eye in this sale. Suges has built a reputation for delivering mechanical chronographs at absurdly good prices, and this one keeps that trend going. Under the hood, you've got the Seagull ST19, a proper column wheel chronograph movement. Pair that with a 39mm stainless steel case, a tasteful 47mm lug-to-lug and a domed sapphire crystal, and you've got a watch that oozes vintage appeal without the vintage price tag. But it's the dial on this watch that does the talking. Contrasting panda or reverse panda layouts, bold racing inspired aesthetics, and just the right amount of retro flair. It looks every bit as fun as the Breitling it takes inspiration from, minus the eye-watering price. And speaking of price, and the reason I've added it to this list, at under £80 before coupons in the sale, for a mechanical chronograph with so much personality, you can't go wrong. This one isn't my usual style. There's no suave and no sophistication here. You're more likely to find me in joggers and a hoodie, parked up in a McDonald's with the kids having a meltdown in the back of the car, than sipping martinis in some high-class cocktail lounge. And yet, I can't take my eyes off it. On paper, nothing screams luxury. Just the standard steel and sapphire combo. And sure, you could argue it's pricey for a quartz piece, with that sleek tonneau case, the intricate guilloche dial, and the classically proportioned 36mm case with 44mm lug-to-lug. It's got undeniable charm. Word on the street is that Farsuit have been delivering solid quality and finishing, so maybe it's time to put that to the test. Yes, in my hoodie, in a McDonald's car park, with the kids having a meltdown in the back of the car. And at just £115 before coupons in the sale, no better time to find out. Let's wrap this up with what I think is the undisputed bargain of this entire sale. Yes, I said no usual suspects on this list, but hear me out. If I told you in 2025 you could grab a San Martin dive watch for under £100, most of you would think I'd gone mad, but here we are. The San Martin SN0139 might not be the brand's latest and greatest, and sure, it doesn't have the mind-blowing finishing that's been putting Swiss brands to shame lately, but what you are getting is rock-solid build quality, top-tier specs, and that signature San Martin attention to detail, things that still set it apart from the competition. A fully brushed 39mm stainless steel case, a 47.7mm lug-to-lug, sapphire crystal, 120 quick ceramic bezel, NH35 movement, and 200 metres water resistance. On paper, it holds its own against its newer siblings. And at just over £95 before coupons, yes, under £100, I genuinely don't think you'll find a better deal in this sale. Thanks for watching. Remember to pick up all the coupons and happy shopping. Please like and subscribe.